Welcome back. In our last field day preparation video, we'll look at income inequality. Income inequality refers to the question, who owns most of the money in a country, the wealthiest people or the middle class? In the United States, we talk about the American dream. The American dream is the belief that if you work hard and make good choices, you will be able to have a better life. Whether the American dream is reality or just a dream is very controversial. It depends on your politics. Some scholars believe that it depends on income inequality. So let's look again at our animation in www.gapminder.org. This animation is set in the year 2000 when there were about 6 billion people in the world. This person lives on $10 per day or $3,650 per year. Let's look at everyone else's income level. As you watch those people rain down, remember, they're not just people or income levels, but they also represent the jobs that the people hold. As a young person, you probably don't have one of the high-paying jobs. However, you might want to move towards a high-paying job over the course of your lifetime. We need lots of positions in the middle class so that you can hold this series of jobs as you work your way up. If there are not a lot of jobs in the middle, you will have to compete a lot for the ones that do exist. Now let's continue. This shows that the wealthiest 20% of the world's population owned 74% of all the world's wealth in the year 2000. The least wealthy 20% owned only 2% of the world's wealth. Remember these numbers, 74% and 2%. Here's one way to calculate how much income inequality there is in a particular country. Suppose that you could line up all the people in this country and break them into 5 groups. Each group has 20% or 1/5 of the population. Each group is called a quintile. The 20-20 ratio is a fraction. It lets you estimate how much income inequality there is in a country. It's the percent of wealth owned by the wealthiest quintile divided by the percent of wealth owned by the least wealthy quintile. From our animation, the 20-20 ratio for the year 2000 across the entire globe was 74% divided by 2%, or 37. For every dollar owned by the poor, the wealthy had $37. Now we'll calculate the 20-20 ratio for the United States in the year 1990. High-income people had 46.6% of the wealth, and low-income people had 3.9% of the wealth. Try forming the 20-20 ratio. I got 11.9. For each dollar that a low-income person had, a high-income person had almost $12. To practice this, pick one of the 3 countries, the United States, Canada, or Laos. Form the 20-20 ratio for 1990 and 2000 for your country. You can graph the data, make a prediction, compare the different countries, and you can ask, how fast is income inequality changing in these countries? When you come for field day, I'll have a packet with data for lots of countries. And here are some final discussion questions. Do you believe that income inequality affects whether people can improve their lives? There will always be differences in people's wealth. So how much inequality is too much? We've looked at 3 data sets: extreme poverty, educational equality, and income inequality. Which of these issues is most important in determining what region will get our loan? And what do you think? What region or country should get our loan? I'm looking forward to seeing you on Field Day.